Welcome to Ghana.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It takes a bit to get here from Nebraska, but no, I've enjoyed Ghana, and this is my second time here, and it's just been amazing. And our guests, our hosts have filled our schedule full, so we're excited to be here and get some things done.
That's good. Now, you said you've been here before, but this time around you are coming because of something important. Tell us, what is the purpose of this visit?
Sure. Yeah, and I think that when I started on this endeavor back in 2012, when I was invited to come over by a partner who named Kofi Ameyaw, who brought a delegation to Lincoln, Nebraska, where I served in the legislature. I learned a lot about Ghana, how similar Ghana and Nebraska is, how important agriculture is to Ghana and Nebraska, and the synergies that both states have. And I think that we can share expertise, people, and resources to better both of our situations, especially now as we look to what's happening with the state of the world, with the inflation, the food insecurity, and all that. I think it's even more important that we make these kinds of changes and make things more efficient, both here and in Nebraska. We've had the opportunity there to learn and to have great opportunities for agriculture because of our land situation, our water situation, everything like that. And we'd like to be able to not only bring some of that expertise here to Ghana, but then do a partnership to bring folks from Ghana back to Nebraska to learn how we do things there too. And then folks from Ghana can come back here and implement what works here, and then just maintain those partnerships over time.
Okay, now there are so many other agrarian, economies in Africa. One might ask, why Ghana? Why did the state of Nebraska choose to have this collaboration with Ghana?
Right. Well, and I can tell you that meeting with Kofi, he imported to me the importance of what goes on over here, and the similarities between Nebraska and Ghana. And he recognized that there's many companies in Nebraska that could do business here in Ghana and do well here in Ghana with the opportunities that are here. And so that's basically why it is. It all starts out with relationships, as with everything. And so that's why Ghana. But like everybody knows, Ghana is the doorway to Africa. So why not start at the best place you can and then go from there?
Now, what are your expectations for this 5-day visit?
Oh, well, they're always you always hope to get as much done as you can, but what we'd really like to do is formalize some agreements so that we can actually start to put resources towards making some of these things happen. And I think that's the important thing. Without those resources, it's really hard to get people to just volunteer to come over, and so that's what we'll be working on this trip. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Ghana.
Well, thank you so much for having us here. We're excited to be here.
Your first visit, I guess?
Yes, it's our first time in Ghana.
That's good. I hope that when you leave after 5 days, you're going to have so many beautiful things to say about Ghana.
Well, we've already had so many great experiences just in the short time we've been here, and I think we're going to have many more over the next few days, and so I'm sure we'll have plenty to say about Ghana and our positive experience here.
Amazing. Now, tell us more about the Nebraska-Ghana Agri-Value Addition Accelerating and Development Conference. What is this conference all about, and what does it seek to do?
Well, I think really the main goal is to build relationships in the agricultural sector. Nebraska is an agriculture state, and we always tell people we have the best farmers in the world. And a lot of the issues that are happening in Ghana in the agriculture sector right now are similar to issues happening in Nebraska. So that's why I think it's so important to build those relationships so that when opportunities arise, we can take advantage of those, both to the advantage of Nebraska and Ghana.
That's good. Now, can you tell us what are your expectations for business opportunities and investment opportunities between the state of Nebraska and Ghana?
I think the main expectation is really to build those relationships, like I said, so that when opportunities do arise, we're able to take advantage of those. I think that a great example of that is how we ended up in Ghana in the first place. Is Senator Shills, who's leading this delegation, had the relationships on the front end to be able to set this up. So that really shows what can happen when those relationships exist and why it's so important to build them.
So essentially, at the end of this visit, what should, be the biggest takeaway from this collaboration between Nebraska and Ghana?
I think a better understanding of where we can work together so that we can go back home and say, okay, here's what we can do, here's how we can benefit both parties, and then move forward on those projects. But we can't know that without first building those relationships and learning about each other to be able to take advantage of that.
Hey, I'm excited to see this, and we hope that you have a very wonderful stay.
We're greatly excited as well, and we're looking forward to continuing the great time we've had so far. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Ghana.
Thank you so much for having us.
Is this your first time?
It is my first time, yes.
I'm sure you're enjoying the, rather hot weather as compared to the cold in Nebraska.
Yes, it's about 0 degrees Celsius back home, so it's very chilly.
So, what is the purpose of this visit?
The purpose of this visit is to grow relationships between Nebraska and Ghana's agricultural sector, look at ways that we can value add agriculture in Ghana, to have some mutually beneficial partnerships between Nebraska and Ghana moving forward.
Okay, now can you tell us what are the expectations for this visit?
My expectation is we have a very packed visit with a lot of visits with leaders. We've already met with the Minister of Tourism, the Deputy Ag Secretary, and I expect many more of those visits and those relationship building meetings that'll benefit both Ghana and Nebraska.
Now tell us, what does it mean for the state of Nebraska to have business relations with Ghana?
It's a huge opportunity for Nebraska. We're an agriculturally based state. Our economy is based in agriculture. So the more relationships we can build at home and abroad in agriculture, the better it is for Nebraska.
Now, one may ask, there are a lot of other agrarian economies in Africa. Why Ghana?
It harkens back to my relationship with Senator Shills and the experience he had as chairman of the Agricultural Committee. So when he brought this concept of Nebraska and Ghana partnering, I had the same question too, but the more he built off of the similarities between Nebraska and Ghana and so many of the same issues Ghana's faced in agriculture, we faced in Nebraska. So the more he talked about it, the more I thought, absolutely. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for us to come and create a trade relationship.
Now, as the youngest, senator in Nebraska, how has your work in, agriculture, in lands and resources, how has that impacted in Nebraska, and how is that going to be, trickled down to the Ghanaian economy as well?
Yeah, no, for me, being the youngest senator, it gives me an entirely different perspective of when I'm creating policies and when I'm approaching missions like this. It's how can we create policies that benefit not only our farmers today, but how can we benefit those kids that are coming back home to the family farm? How can we benefit those children and their kids beyond that, to where we're creating generational change that's positive in the agricultural sector?
We hope that this, visit is going to come up with a lot of, beautiful collaborations between Ghana and Nebraska, and we hope you enjoy your visit.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.